Ciao jewelry making friends, my name is joeebalestrieri. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my work table. I am having so much fun because it is the weekend and I actually have Friday, Saturday and Sunday just to bead and create and have fun, and the timing is perfect because I have received a few things in the mail to work with, and there's some special surprises coming on my channel this month. But today I am back to do, let's see, I did an unboxing video and a video with 3 pieces of jewelry in it. So this will be my 4th piece of jewelry with the Bargain Bead Box June box called Sunken Treasure Collection. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit of a departure from the normal summer kind of oceanic style jewelry, and the colors are just beautiful with a little bit of coral and then the ocean water blue and kind of that, you know, how the sun bleaches things when they're in the sun, and that kind of like white sand look, and seashells and porcelain turtles. So I have some of the ingredients from the box. I just love these little bicone beads that are brass with the patina that looks like what the salt air does to all metal that's near the shore. But you know, like the old weather vanes that might be on a coastal home and what the salt air does. So I just think this is absolutely perfect. And in the box there were these 6mm window beads, so they have like all these little sides that almost look table cut, and that little flat cut on the glass gives you a little bit of flash, kind of a little bling, almost the way the sun might hit the water. It's so pretty. And in the patina finish there was also these little seashells, and this is the last one that I have left because I already used the other 3 in my previous projects, and I am going to make this one a charm for this project. And then these are so cool. These are lava beads that are dyed white, and they have really nice size holes. I was so happy to see that because in the past when I've worked with lava beads, the holes were limiting because they were so small, but this entire strand has a beautiful nice size hole. And then these are just the most darling little things. This is a little porcelain turtle. There were 4 of them in the box, and they kind of look like the color of sand. And so I'm going to be using probably all of those things when I start designing. My ideas are always subject to change, but I just went into my stash and got these seafoam lined 8/0 seed beads, and I think they're just beautiful with everything. They look really great with the patina. And then I am going to be doing this bracelet with some Brazilian waxed cord. If you've been around my channel at all, you know that I really love stringing and knotting projects, and I love them for the weekend because to me it is just so relaxing. Once I come up with my pattern and my design, it is just the repetitive stringing and knotting and stringing and knotting, and I love it. This one won't take too long because it's just a bracelet, but I am going to be playing with 2 colors of the Brazilian waxed cord. I have this beautiful coral color and this beautiful turquoise color, and I have taken a very long, I know that I need around a 7-inch bracelet, so I quadrupled that because when I start knotting, I don't always know, actually I never know how many knots will be in between the beads, and if I want to leave some of the cord just showing and, you know, have the beads kind of sparsely placed, or if I want them right up against each other where my knots become the spacers. I never know until I start playing, so I'm pretty generous when I cut my cord. So this is kind of what I'm starting with. And the other thing that I do when I start one of these projects is I take a little sample of the cord and I do a little test to see what beads 2 strands, 4 strands go through, and you know, I just don't want to struggle knotting. Now you can put like clear nail polish on the end or super glue and just, you know, pull like some plastic, an old plastic bag over to make this really hard and crunchy for knotting, but I never do that. I just, to me, the beauty of the waxed cord is just that you can twist and pinch and you get like a little needle and it's perfect for knotting. So that's the way that I do it. But you know, make the experience of creating pleasant for you. So if that's going to drive you nuts, then by all means take the time to put some super glue or something and make the ends more stiff. So this looks a little funny, but I was actually testing how I want to start my bracelet. So the little holes in the turtle are really large, so you could fit as many strands pretty much as you wanted because they're really large. But what I want to do is kind of turn one of these little turtles into my button closure for my bracelet, and then when I get to the other end, I will make a loop out of these beautiful seafoam lined little seed beads that I had in my stash. And then I was just experimenting to see if these little patinaed bicones would accommodate 4 strands of my waxed cord, and they do. So that is probably going to be the start of my pattern. Right there is the beginning of my closure. So I'm going to take this off of here, my little tester strand, and before I start the project, I'll just show you the cord that I'm using. These are from Lima Beads. I really love their section of their website for the Brazilian wax cord. They have different diameter thicknesses of the cord, so you can get like a thicker, more chunky cord if you have large whole beads, and then they have the more petite one. Because I just had these in my stash, but they do go really well with the bargain bead box items this month. If I have extra of my cord, I always put it inside to make earrings or smaller projects. This one is color 35, and it just doesn't tell like the millimeter, but on the website when you order, it does offer you like sometimes the same color in different thicknesses. So if you have never tried the Brazilian waxed cord for jewelry making and it's something you want to give it a go, that is one of my sources for the cording. And again, for those of you who are brand new to using waxed cord for jewelry making, it is perfect for this time of year because it is so lightweight, and when you do your knots and your beads in between, it is an extremely fluid, I'll show you when I get it going, but your piece is extremely fluid and malleable and just like soft around your body. And you know, it's lightweight and you get these pretty colors. You know, it's just a vibrant time of year, so you have a lot of colors to choose from, and I just really love it. So I am going to, I had folded my cords in half once I made the cut, so I'm going to get them together here and just get my little turtle to the middle of my length. I'll just pull out of the camera for 1 second. I'm just getting him to the middle. When you first start a knotting project, it is, you know, your cord is really long, but you quickly use up it. Knotting eats up a lot of length of the waxed cord, so you quickly don't have as much to manage when you start putting your beads on. So here I am just going to do an overhand knot, and if you want a really thick knot, you can do a surgeon's knot where you wrap it again and then tighten it down. But with 4 cords, I think I'm going to be okay with just the single loop. And I love to use my knotting tweezer for these projects. I find that it is very precision. I can place that knot exactly where I want it. And if you're new to this type of jewelry, this is a knotting tweezer. It is just a long, skinny tweezer with a super tiny little tip. And so once you have made your loop, you can reach inside the loop and grab your cord just wherever you want, literally wherever you want that knot to land. Let me do that again. He's a little bit wide, so with beads this is much easier, but this little turtle is, you know, he's a little bit wide for this, but I'm going to get a hold of all my cords here, kind of like, okay, let me pull it together and give it a little twist. I want it to be right in the middle of his shell on this side. My knot, I want it to land. I don't want him to be offset, so I just want to get a hold just like that. And then I'm just going to give this a pull and get it right down. So you see, when you place your knotting tweezer inside something, you really, when you pull the cord, the knot lands right wherever the tip of the tweezer is, and it's just a really great way to knot. I want that to be tighter than that, so I am going to go again, and this time I'm going to place that knot on this side of it because I really want it to be a little bit tighter than that. Let me reach inside. Whoops, this way. There, I think I got it this time. And then I'm going to do that same thing, just pull right down to my tweezer and then remove my tweezer. That looks much better. I didn't want I want my turtle to not, I want him to be like standing up like that. He's going to be my button closure. So I think in my design I'm going to have one turtle kind of in the middle or 2/3 of the way around the circumference, and then this guy, you know, he's going to sit up like that. And then as you saw, this bicone bead that has the patina does accommodate 4 strands. So I'm going to get them in there and pull that down to my little turtle guy. And here's where I start to play. So I'm going to do an overhand knot right here with all 4 strands. Now 4 strands do not fit through the coral window beads or the white lava beads, and certainly not through the seed beads. So this will be a design where I separate, which is another reason I chose the 2 coordinating colors, because when you bring them together, I'll show you as soon as I'm done, but when you bring them together, you get a little swirl of the coral and the turquoise. And then what I'm going to do is separate them, but I'm going to separate them with like grabbing the 2, I'm going to grab the 2 coral and pull them aside, and then pull the 2 turquoise aside. And from here I'll do like, let's see, what do I want to start with? And I think that is what I want to do. I'm going to put my 2 turquoise strands through this window bead and bring it down. And then my 2 coral strands will be on the outside, and put another overhand knot right in there. And again, here's where the tweezers are just useful, because I can grab all of those cords and, you know, kind of get a hold of everything right where I want my knot. And when I pull, that knot just lands right there. And then I can use the tweezer instead of my fingernail to push it into place. And, you know, you can give it a little bit of a tug to straighten it out. But I'm already loving that. That is so pretty and so summery. It's just beautiful. So I'm going to again separate my cords, and this time I'm going to string on my coral cord. So my turquoise is going to be the thread on the outside, and I'm going to switch to one of these lava beads. And like I said, I tested 2 strands of my cord go through beautifully, but the 3rd strand not so much. And then these bracelets always twist around, so it may not be consistent through my whole length, but if you can see what happens here, my coral cord is on this side, and I'm bringing my turquoise cord onto this side, just alternating. And it's just something that I try to do, but honestly it doesn't really matter all that much. I'm just a little bit fussy about my jewelry quality, so I tend to pay attention to details like that. But these are really fun, easy, like summery bracelets, so you know, you can really just string and let it be random if you like that look. But that is so beautiful. I love the way that looks, and I only have 2 beads on. So I think what I'm going to do, I mostly want this to be the lava beads. So I think I'm going to work in odd numbers and maybe do 3 lava beads with the cording in between. And then here I have to decide if I want to continue with the turquoise on the outside, and or just alternate turquoise and coral. And let's see, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think this time I'm going to put the bead on the turquoise strand and let the coral be on the outside. I think I'm just going to alternate the colors of my cord that's going to be peeking or hugging the outside of the bead. So this is an extremely repetitive process, as you can already see. I'm on my 4th bead and it's just the same thing over and over again. Really just decide your pattern and, you know, get your knot in there. So I don't know if you can see that on this side now I've alternated, but when this bracelet is on it will move around. But I have alternated not only color but which side of the next bead my strand goes on. So I kind of look at it like it's a continuous S, you know, running through the bracelet. So what I'm going to do is continue in this way. I'll decide on my little pattern and decide where my second little turtle is going to go. And I'll do all of that off camera because this is like watching paint dry to watch somebody do this over and over again. But I will continue and you know, see where my beads and my pattern lead me. And I may even string some of these seed beads on some of my cords as I go through my pattern. I'll see how I feel about it, but I already love it. And again, what I love about this is really fluid. There's only a few beads on it. It's already really soft and movable. So I'm gonna get busy on this and I will check back in and show you my progress. So what I decided to do on this is to separate all 4 strands and do 6 seed beads on each strand, and then I'm going to bundle that together and do another knot right here just to add this really cool texture and dimension to my bracelet. I think it is so cool. I'm just kind of taking advantage of the fact that this particular piece has 4 strands, and here again the knotting tweezer can really come in handy when you're managing like seed beads and 4 cords. You know, I can really have control of all 4 strands and placing that knot. And I just think this is so cool. It almost looks like a specialty bead of some sort. It certainly does not look like seed beads, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Part of me wants to do the whole length of the bracelet like that with knots in between. I think that is absolutely beautiful. I actually might do another bracelet where I just do seed bead bundles, knot, seed bead bundles, and a knot. That's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to continue. I think here I'm going to come back in and put all 4 strands through another one of these bicone beads, the patinaed ones, and I'm just going to play with my pattern. I can already tell that my pattern is going to shift and change and not be the same through the whole length of the bracelet, because playing with these seed beads has kind of sparked some ideas for me. So yeah, look at that. It's so pretty. It's already so pretty. So I am going to continue with my stringing and knotting and my pattern play. And as I always say, this is the best weekend project and the best way to spend your weekend, just, you know, for me anyway. I love to relax with my beads and my pattern play. So I'm going to keep designing and I will check back in. I have so quickly reached the length that I need for my bracelet. I absolutely love these kinds of projects, and I just love this little section on the bracelet. It's kind of a metaphorical like ocean theme with a little turtle kind of swimming toward the water, the coral reef, the sandy beach. I absolutely love the way this turned out. So I was able, as I knew from the beginning, I only had, when I started, 2 strands through my turtle here for the closure, but when I got to this turtle, and I did want him to be not in the center. When he goes around my wrist, he's going to be like, whoops, he's going to be like meeting up with the other turtle. So I kind of liked that. So he's like about 2/3 of the way into the stringing, and I was able to put all 4 strands through him very easily and do a knot here and a knot here, and then I continued this little pattern. So it's kind of color blocking or bead blocking, if you will, and I sort of use the window beads as my little spacers in between the sections. And when I reached the length that I wanted, I separated my 2 cords. So I have the coral and the turquoise, and I have 8 seed beads on each side. And what I'm planning to do is draw this together and do another knot right here. I just wanted to check this with you and show you what I do. So I just want to make sure that this little turtle fits through. He's going to go in head first, and it looks like I will need to do a little bit of a loose knot there, but he does go through because I want him to be snug in there since I'm making a bead into a closure. So I'm going to continue that exact same thing. I'm just going to do an overhand knot right here and use my knotting tweezer to get a hold, reach inside the loop and get a hold of all 4 strands. I don't want this to be too tight, so I'm going to back up just a little bit. I want those to be pretty movable, just because the little turtle will have to ride in and out. Now before I tighten that down, because this is my final length, I'm just going to make sure that I'm happy with that, and it looks great. I think it's so pretty. So I can go ahead and tighten my knot, and as always happens with me when I am doing these projects, because I'm sitting quietly and stringing and knotting and looking at my elements that are in my design, I like make design decisions and decide, you know, what's next. And I decided that I just didn't care for this shell. I don't know, there's something about it, maybe because of the pointiness of the end, I don't know, but that little guy is going to go in another project. And so what I did do is took one of the little ball head pins from the box, one of my seed beads, one of those patinaed bicone beads, and a window bead, and just put it on a head pin and made a simple loop. And I have a little jump ring just from my stash. We didn't get jump rings in this box this time, but just a single little brass jump ring. And when I'm finished with this, I'll decide where I want to place that little dangle. And I have a little trick for attaching my charms or dangles to my pieces to make them really beautiful, no matter which way you would put your bracelet on or which way it turns. So from here, I will put a little bit of glue in my knot. You don't have to, it's waxed cord and it does grab on, but it's just something that I do even when I am bead weaving. I do it. It just makes me feel like I have extra security. So I really like the GS Hypo Cement, and also I have this Bead-A-Lon bead stringing glue. Either one of these work. And what these are glues that do not dry crunchy hard like super glue. So this just has a really nice precision tip, and I'm just going to get a little bit of glue on my knot. It dries clear. These are a little bit of a pain because the glue keeps flowing out of that precision tip very quickly, so you have to get your needle back in pretty fast. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry, and then from here you can make the decision if you want to, you know, after the glue dries, cut that off. What I think I'm going to do is do 4 little knots, and like, actually, do I even want to do 4 little knots? No, I think what I'm going to do is cut this really short and not add any more knots or beads or anything. I'm going to cut it really short, like maybe right there. And I'm going to use my knotting tweezer to separate all these little fibers so it looks almost like a little turquoise and coral tassel at the end. My glue is not dry yet. let your glue dry before you do this step. Do as I say, not as I do. But I'm just going to like separate all the little fibers. And so it looks like a little turquoise and coral tassel on the end of my bracelet. It's really sweet. I like it. Okay. And I'm just going to let that dry. I don't want to get my little turtle bead in that, but that's going to be my closure on my bracelet. And now from here, I just have to decide where my little charm is going to go. And I think I'm going to do it on this end, maybe right here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So this is another bracelet that I made, and when this one is a triple little charm, but I take my jump ring and I put it around the whole bracelet, not inside a loop, but around the whole center section. And what that does is your charms and dangles, no matter which way I clasp my bracelet, they move freely. They move 360 degrees around no matter which way, and you never have it like stuck or kinked or poking up, because it just makes it really like movable no matter which way your bracelet turns. So I really like doing that instead of sort of going inside a loop or, you know, inside something. And it's pretty easy too, because you can really find any spot on your design that your jump ring will fit all the way around. So I'm going to do it right here and just close that jump ring really well. Just make sure it's fully closed, and I do that, and also it feels a little sharp. I run my finger over everything. It's my habit, just to make sure that nothing is scratchy or sharp on my skin. So I have a beautiful little charm here that repeats the elements in the bracelet, and my little turtle's head can go right through those seed beads. And he's got like a little tassel. This is the sweetest, most delightful little bracelet. I love this little beaded section that the beads just talked to me and said that's what they wanted to do, which happens to me a lot. The beads always kind of suggest to me what they want to be. So this fun, fast, easy, any skill level can make this bracelet. Honestly, this is so much fun. And these are so beautiful to give to children, like, you know, something fun they can wear in the summer with their bathing suits. And even like when you go back to school, if you need a little teacher gift, a welcome back to school thing, this is just the sweetest, not very expensive, not too many beads. And look at everything that I have left over. Like I could make, you know, 6, 7, 8 of these with the beads that are here. So I thank you so much for watching my video today. If you do not subscribe to the Bargain Bead Box, my code is Joey2, and that will be in the description box beneath the video, and also a link to the website. It helps out the channel if you do decide to subscribe to the box, and once you do, you will get a coupon code on your insert. This month we received 20 items worth over $80, and you'll get a coupon code with your insert that allows you to go to the sister website, Beadbox Bargains, and shop over and over again as many times as you want during the month, and they'll take 30% off the total of your order each time. It's a really fabulous deal, fabulous resource for jewelry makers. And so I'll put that in the description box below, as well as anything else that I've used that I think you might be interested in. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. I have some really special things happening on my channel this month, and I can't wait. It's actually going to be the very next project that I jump into, and some special things coming. So subscribe and tap the bell notification so you don't miss my upcoming events and excitement. And I would love to have pictures of your pets, your supervisors that are around your work tables, the wildlife that is on your properties and around where you live. Everyone is enjoying it so much. So my email for that will also be in the description box. I hope everyone's having a fabulous summer and you're all safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. Ciao, jewelry making friends.